Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Kadooment, post Kadooment. This is Alex Jordan, rolled out of bed with my Facebook cap on. Shout out, Maxine and the whole crew. Thank you. The day after Kadooment, I can't wear anything that's not loose, smooth, and light fitting because Kadooment Day is so harsh on the body. You know, it was a wonderful jump up yesterday, but I wanted to make a video more specifically about the whole season, like just to do a rundown on my experiences because so much has changed. Like, first of all, the entire culture of Kadooment's changed. Of course, things change over the years. But now this year, I would say, is the marker of where it is no longer the entity it was. It's a different thing. It's good. We've lost some things, we've gained some things, but it's just not the same thing. That's a fact. First up would be, of course, the change and the proliferation of all-inclusive parties. More expensive parties, everything included, drinks, food, etc. And people wear more smart clothes, like they dress up more. So as a woman, there's a little bit of pressure to look so beautiful, which is why I'm making this video like this, like a bit in rebellion, like retaliation. Even down to Kadooment Day, like when I told my friend Maxine that I was going to get my makeup done, she was like, who are you? Who have you become? This was something that was unthinkable a few years back. It's nice to get your makeup done. I liked all the jewels and everything. But even in retaliation on that day, I wore my sneakers that I also wore to Caesar's Army. So like my muddy sneakers is like holding on, a little resistance against all the glam, all the focus and attention on vanity, which of course takes away from feeling, from the organic nature of the festival, the actual fetting mode, right? Click, click. Okay. Also, Trinidadian presents. My God, them better than we. Them better than we, should I say. Lots and lots of parties. You saw memes on the internet about Trinidadian promoters counting money and Bajan promoters scratching around for cents. They had very effective, successful events. I mean, they bring a lot of Trinidadians come now to the Crop Over Festival, but also lots of Barbadians go. I mean, like when I said I was going to Caesar's Army on Friday night, another friend of mine was like, so the sellout is complete. But for years, for me, 4-day morning has been too tight. I like a little freedom, and I feel so constricted because there's so many bands in a small space. So I tried out Caesar's Army, and of course they had their challenges with their, things that take you back and forth, shuttles, etc. But I was lucky, managed to maneuver, and didn't wait very long, and I had a ball. I had such a good time. And there was something so amazing about jumping through, a cane field in St. Thomas as the sun rises on Emancipation morning, and all of we brothers and sisters jumping, enjoying, and getting lashed by canes. Like, of course, a few drinks were had, so I was like wondering when my friend Maxine was complaining the whole time about what at her feet about the canes, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" When I woke up, I felt as if bees were stinging me all along my legs. I mean, we have no idea what the ancestors endured in a cane field. A cane field is not a very welcoming place, I just want you to know. But I had a ball there. And then on to Bliss, the Saturday. That's the Saturday Bliss. What a party. What a party. These guys are a well-oiled machine. It's super organized. The food was fantastic. And the party started very quickly this year. I have a theory on why that is in terms of music. We'll talk about it later. But it was beautiful. It was massive. I think anybody who attended that has only good reviews. And Salt and Dawn's set, in particular in Bliss, is worth note and worth mention. I mean, of course, I'm a bit biased towards Salt, but let me tell you, he was fantastic front man. He was feeling the music. Dawn's selections were amazing. The crowd, it went to full 100, full tilt. It was a great, great set. Now we get on to Sunday, which is the Machel Montano event. For which I was co-hosting. I understood that I would be co-hosting with Infamous, but we wouldn't be on stage. We'd be backstage filming the links that would go on TV live at the concert. That's a lot to pull off. It's a massive, massive entity of a concert, lots of things to do. So, sometimes MCs are like, I'll give them that information, a little bit of information. Anyway, about half hour after the scheduled time to start, because we're a little late starting, they were like, no, we're going straight on stage, none of that filming stuff. Which, of course, is entirely different. Something straight to the crowd, the words are different, the energy is different. So we're a little taken back. Anyway, the show is going well. Infamous tonight, I thought we were doing a decent job. And a lot of the time we didn't come on because we wanted the acts just to go back to back. The band played through and the acts were coming on. So then we had one more link to do, which was to thank everybody and introduce the last DJ, who would be before Machelle, and that's it, job done. So we did that, came off stage, and I said to myself, whoa, can't believe that went so smoothly. Like, that's amazing. And considering, like, you know, we didn't get a run through and those things. So Infamous and I go to the bar for a drink, and all of a sudden there's silence. The whole of Kensington Oval full. I want to say 20,000 people. I don't know, 15,000? Enough people. We sort of look at each other, wait about 20 seconds, we're like, let's get back on that stage. So we go back up to the side stage and we see blind panic. Apparently, there was some confusion. The DJ said he's not playing in those conditions. Come off the stage, silence. No one has a record to play, a backing track. And there's this buzz of, you know what 20,000 people sound like when they're waiting for Machel Montano the night before Kadooment morning with not a tune. They don't sound good. They sound like an angry rabble. Anyway, my instincts just kicked over. I didn't even think twice. We both took a mic. We went out there. We talked for a bit. I talked a bit about the context of the festival and how exciting it is and the history of what was being done. And then we have no sponsors. We can't fill in more time. So then we start doing the quintessential crowd things, like dividing the crowd and getting people to shout and stuff. And we were getting good response. Like I was like, this is why DJs like forward, because you want to hear the roar. But I knew that it was like, we were clearly trying to fill time, and there was a great panic on stage, and it was a disaster. I would say it was the worst, most painful 20 minutes of my career. And I'm old as hell. So I've had a long career. I've had many queasy, horrible moments, but for an MC, like, that's the biggest stage, no information, and it's not an intimate audience where you can be intimate with them. This, you have to be hyped with strong information. Anyway, we got through it. Whatever, you know. I understand the Nation has written a scathing article calling our banter tired, that Crop Over banter tired. I would say yes, it was tired, but like under the circumstances, considering what was going on, like I feel we were the heroes that night. We fell on the sword. Or you could have had a black empty stage. That was your option. Maybe you would have preferred it. All right, we get to the road. Mega Monday, grand Kadooment morning. Woke up a little late. Got my makeup done, but it was a whole sort of back. I got down to the road and realized I forgot my wings. I had to go back home. Anyway, got there early and enjoyed. The music this year was something incredible. That's another huge change, is that it was a bumper year for music. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Let Pipe and Saddest. Me and my crew that's fed like it is the last one. Oh my God, tune is going on and on. That tune will go to every carnival around the world. They've had another bumper year. I mean, we can talk about Lil Rick. All his rum I thought was a contender. I understand that. Ram won Road March as well. But all his rum was very big on the road. A big tune. Rick also had the one about Pop Down. You know, pop down, girl. You know more than me. Yeah, big one. Love that one as well. Rick is just, I mean, he's a veteran. What are you going to do? King Bubba for me wins sort of breakout man of the season. I mean, he's been around, right? But this year, his own tunes, the tunes he was singing were fantastic. I loved Drunk. I loved Tequila with Nikita. Nikita is strength to strength. My God, she looks great. Wonderful vocalist. Big tunes. Big year for her as well. Shout out the Red Dogs as producers. They're fantastic. My gosh, so much music. Big tunes all the time, guys. Imani, Shanta, Sanctuary's tunes. Oh my gosh. Fetting Mode was a standout for me. Dawn Trent and Marvey. And this is another place where history is made, because there were a few years ago in Barbados, it wasn't so long ago, where those tunes, When Tomorrow Comes, or If Tomorrow Comes, whatever, Dawn Trent and Marvey's tune, Survive the Weekend, would have been considered radio tunes. And people would be begging for them in effects, and they're like, it's not really when you play in the heat of the effect. But turns out it is, and you can play it on the road too and get the same forward. I've been saying this for so many years. It doesn't have to be full of pace to get forward. If it's a sweet tune, it will get forward. And everybody was singing those tunes all the way down the road. So I loved that change in the festival. For me, that added quality. I was always of that opinion. Any last thoughts there? Yeah, no, great music. I'm going to sign out here. This is way too long anyway. I hope everybody had a good Kadooment. I said my piece. That's 9 minutes!